Start that one, and I'll hit go live on the Facebook and Periscope and ready, Mr. Music. You have to be ready. You got to up the microphone and then drop the music volume before we start talking. And then change the scene.
Okay, I sort of got that wrong. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Two Crazy Guys in One Crazy World podcast. The podcast brought to you by your crazy baby boomer and Gen X type fella. That's Stacey over there, and I'm Chris. You know that. You will notice today I'm wearing a very special badge.
Yes, you are.
I totally stuffed it to
Very
start
special.
with, but listen, there is a reason. You see, today I am actually the learner. I'm driving the technologically stuff because we all know Stacey gets these technologically challenged moments, right? So we decided that while he's away on his hard-earned holiday,
Yes.
that I'll drive
Chris,
the
you gotta learn.
technological stuff. So I'm the learner today. So all technical challenges come through me, and I will do my absolute very best to not stuff them up more than once.
Step number one, the scene is wrong.
Oh, why?
Should just be the two of us.
This
The
one?
Zoom screen, the big Zoom scene.
That one? Is that better?
I'm waiting. Oh, maybe. Yes, that's the one.
There you go. There you go. Apparently the scene was wrong because I had the little versions of us, and Stacey likes things to be the big version. I'm not saying he's making up for anything at all. I will let you guys determine whether that's true or not. Me personally,
good idea.
I was happy with the little picture.
I was thinking of our viewers, mate. That's all.
Sure you were, buddy. You tell yourself.
Yeah, good idea.
And how are you today, pal?
Yeah, good. Good. I'm sort of trying to get into holiday mode, but
I know.
haven't
So,
quite got there yet.
Do you like my badge?
I love your badge,
Right,
and
so-
it's quite appropriate.
It is. So in line with my badge, today's theme is, we have the one theme based off the Friends theme. Well, today is the one where Chrissy learns to drive. And it's going to depend whether we go well or whether we don't, whether we have the ... oops at the end.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be too many oopses.
Oh, mate, come on. Really? Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, well, this is true. This is us we're talking about.
That's
We're
it.
bound to have oopses, aren't we?
That's exactly right. All right. Shall we get stuck into this, Mr. Bosel?
Look, absolutely, mate. That's what we're here for. So
All right, what am I going to do now? I'm going to go to this one.
change over to full screen and share your screen with me.
So I go to that one, right? Yeah. And then I change the full screen on this stuff. I think. Is that right? I don't know. I'm driving here. Hang on. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm still seeing the Zoom. If you change it in OBS,
Yeah.
change the scene.
Yeah. Here we go. Got the top 10.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Genius on legs. And Stacey had no faith, ladies and gentlemen. I can't see his picture though, so this is a little bit disconcerting. But anyway, we'll
Well, you haven't shared your screen with me though?
Oh yeah. It's just.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Stacey.
Now you might be starting to get some appreciation of what I do every day.
Oh my goodness. Listen to it. Look, ready, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so hard. It's so
And
hard.
we had a big violin, not the world's smallest violin, playing the song. Now, have you got that screen?
I do. I'm seeing Coin Gecko. How good is that? Well done.
Genius on legs. Genius
I
on
know.
legs. Right? It's just the way it is. And you know what, folks? We're normally like this. It's just ridiculous. This is how we live our lives together. Anyway, top
Look,
10.
far better to laugh than cry, I reckon.
Absolutely. The top 10 today, sitting at number 1. because we
Yes.
all know it is number one, is Bitcoin at $10,398.66, up 2.3% from yesterday. The funny one with that, it was up and down like a bloody yo-yo. So sitting around almost at the 10 grand mark is at, just above 10 grand. I don't know what its 24-hour low was. What was its? We'll have a look at that after. Number two, Ethereum, 181.12, 1.9%. XRP, as always, at zero change, exactly the same as yesterday.
Dead on.
But down 0.4 for the last hour. Bitcoin Cash sitting at 301 at 1.2. Litecoin at 0.6, 69.25. EOS started us up with climb again, 1.3. So 13.2% up for the week. That's
Had a good week.
bad one.
Yeah, it's a good week.
It's really weird. And I'll do a Stacey. Oh, Tether doesn't exist, right? Binance Coin at number
That's
8,
boring.
$20.84, up 0.9. Bitcoin SV down 0.4 at 119.44. Cardano rounding out our top 10 at 4.6 cents, up 3.4%. Yes, go Cardano. And look at Monero, up 2.4. And I know, he's our...
Stella.
He's
Poor
Stella.
old Stella.
You know, he's Stella. Hey, Chris, buy some Stella. Okay. Down 4.2% in 24 hours. Stella,
It's just testing you. It's
what do you
testing
do?
your resolve.
Testing my faith. Oh, I've lost my learner. Hang on, I'll be back.
Oh,
I'm back. I don't want to get booked.
no. That's right.
I can just
Where's
imagine.
your learning certificate, sir?
That's right. Have you got your learner? So come on, Stella. Stella, lift.
dear.
You can do it. All right.
So go and click on Bitcoin for me.
That was really weird.
go.
What happened then?
Oh no, what are you doing? We don't need a new tab.
My computer just went really, really weird. And this is just really strange because...
Couldn't get go. Go back to couldn't
Yeah,
get go.
I am.
There we go.
Because do you know what I did?
No, don't know idea.
I clapped my hands.
Well, you should know better than to do that.
I literally only clapped my hands, and for some reason it went to a new
It's
screen.
voice activated, sound activated. I don't know.
All right, CoinGecko. Bitcoin.
Click on Bitcoin for me. There we go. And then scroll down
Careful,
and
Scott.
click
Not
on
like,
the.
Not like Stacey.
See?
Us learner drivers take more care with our passengers.
So click on the little button to make the chart bigger. The little X on the right hand side, the little X on the right. Yeah, that one. There we go. And then click on the candle button on the left.
Look at that.
Look at that. There we go. Champion. So we had a bit of a spike overnight in the wee hours for our morning anyway.
Oh man, learner's just gone again. Let it go.
Yeah, let it go, mate. Let it go. As they say, let it go. Now you're back to front, learner.
No.
That's quite apt too.
It's probably appropriate.
Yeah, so look, it tried to go on a bit of a run last night. Got up into the 10.7s, and then was promptly rejected, and now it's sitting above that 10 to 10.3 support level.
That's a really big spike.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
So interesting.
Really weird. Yes, there you go.
So still no clear direction at this point.
Now, if you have a look at the 7-day, which we are there, you can see it's really, really quite flat. If you just, it's just, yeah, not much happening at all.
Still definitely trading within a range. It's sort of been fighting up and above and below that 10.2, 10.3 support and resistance.
Mm.
And so for the moment, it's sitting about 10.3, and hopefully it'll hold supporters there and keep going. Who knows?
Yeah,
It makes you wonder, though, whether or not this is just being held until the backed futures comes online later in the month. Can't help but wonder that.
No, not long, because remember,
Could be a coincidence.
we are back to the future on the 23rd of September. So it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. All right, so now yesterday, what was it? What was
definitely building for something.
Yeah, what was our market cap yesterday? Was it 180? It was 180 something. I thought it was actually 180 billion.
I can probably tell you.
In Bitcoin, I'm talking, not overall.
Yep. In Bitcoin, can't remember.
Yeah.
But what's the Bitcoin dominance? Well, the Bitcoin dominance has gone up. So it was under 70%.
Yep.
So it's so more money's flowed into Bitcoin or money has come out of the altcoins. So the dominance has definitely increased.
Yep. Very, very good.
Yeah,
All
well, our
right.
total, so total market cap's up though, so 2.7%.
Yeah,
So we've had some money come in, but most of that money coming in is definitely into Bitcoin.
it is indeed. And my
There you
machine's
go.
going blindingly fast because I've already clicked the move back to the main screen, and you can see up the top here, ladies and gents, she's just turning and churning.
That's right. All can we go into crazy news?
All right, so there we go. Finally, it comes back. Okay.
Had to think.
Here's one for you, Mr. Bosel. Bitcoin is digital gold. Narrative still unproven, warns the expert trader. I mean,
Yeah, look, and I sort of get what they're saying, and because let's face it, a lot of people are comparing Bitcoin to digital gold as a key store of value. And while Bitcoin, if you go back to the original white paper, it was designed as a peer-to-peer cash transfer mechanism. But as it has evolved over the 10 years, it seems to have sort of morphed more into a store of value rather than a real cash, a peer-to-peer cash system. But there are other projects that are doing that better, like Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and a whole bunch of others that are geared more towards the faster, smaller transactions. But Bitcoin at this stage looks to be heading more towards that digital gold now. And a lot of people have talked about it replacing a lot of the gold market cap, which is currently $7 trillion. So it's got a long way to go if it's to sort of fulfill that promise. But it definitely has the ability to do that. And the other thing is that when you hear about news lately where they have discovered a lot of dodgy gold bullion bars being discovered, then things like Bitcoin and other blockchain-related projects start to, I suppose, increase in confidence, and because it can be trusted better. We thought we could trust gold, right? But again, it all comes down to humans dealing with the gold.
Yeah.
And, if there's a way to dodgy shit up, people tend to find a way, right? Where there's money to be made, you get these dodgy buggers that will come along and try and rort the system.
Absolutely.
Whereas they can't do that with Bitcoin.
Well, actually, they probably can, right, in reality, because what they can do is they can make up a new matrix that tells people that the Bitcoin price will be $310,000 within 7 days, so that everyone buys it, so they can then sell theirs at a profit.
Yeah, there's manipulation, but that's market manipulation.
Yeah.
But they can't dodgily give you a fake Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
Because you can go on, you yourself can go onto the Bitcoin blockchain and check the transactions.
You want to buy a Bitcoin?
Yeah, don't buy it from a man in a big black coat or a man named Chrissy.
That's mean. All right. As always, we will put the links to all of these stories and so much more into our show notes.
Indeed.
Okay. Now, here you go.
So what else we got?
We got France cannot authorise Facebook deliberate development in Europe.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
So, well, the French finance minister's spoken up, and he's saying we're going to block the development of Libra.
Wow.
And it's not going to happen. It's not coming to Europe because it threatens their monetary sovereignty.
It takes control away from them.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is what's going to happen, right? So it says all these concerns around Libra are serious. So I want to say this with a lot of clarity. I want to be absolutely clear. In these conditions, we cannot authorize the development of Libra on European soil. So, given whether or not that they speak for Switzerland or not, it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously where they plan on. That's where the Libra Foundation is actually established. So, but look, to be honest, even if they manage to do this, Zuckerberg's just going to up and move it to somewhere else, like Malta.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you guys don't want to play ball, no worries, we'll just go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not like we need a removalist truck to shift this.
Yeah. So it's they can try all they want, but I still can't see that stopping Libra
No.
in the long term. They will create something,
Yeah.
and it will be live somewhere somehow. So, and then they'll just let it organically grow, I believe. But
Yeah,
who knows?
absolutely. All right.
Who
5
knows?
countries with the most. Now, you want to know who's got the most number
Yeah.
of crypto exchanges. And if you have a look here in Australia, just, you can find a dozen, 20, 30, 40 crypto exchanges. However, they're ones you can trade on. But these gives you a list of the number that are actually registered as crypto exchanges within each country. And quite surprisingly, there's only 9 in Australia. But I think if I scroll down, I know it hasn't got the chart. Yesterday's one version of this story had a chart that showed it to you because Australia was way down there with 9. But the place that has the most is the UK.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Yeah, the UK has 43. Now, what was really surprising about that is we all know that there's a thing happening called Brexit, and no, it's not a new biscuit, right? But it might as well be because it's crumbling.
That'd be about as useful as.
Yeah, it's crumbling. So, but there's a thing called Brexit, so the UK is not considered part of Europe, and Europe collectively only has 42. It's not in this list, but they have 42. Based on the story we read yesterday. So the UK actually has the most, which is really quite amazing considering that the US only has 27. Right? Hong Kong 22, Singapore 19, Australia 9. Go us.
So I think it's important to note there that they're only talking about registered, regulated exchanges.
Yes, they are.
But in reality, there's a shit ton more.
They're not talking about hey, you want to buy a Bitcoin. Or if you don't like Bitcoin, we got Litecoin.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Right? So yeah. I thought that was interesting because it's a lot less than what I thought. Considering the number of options you have to trade, even in Australia. But then when you look at it, they're offshore. Most of them are offshore.
Well, on finder.com.au, I just had a quick look. Cryptocurrency exchanges, there's 70. A lot more. How many did it say we had? Nine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, on finder.com.au, there's a lot more than 9 listed there.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah. Yesterday I did a quick search on Google and they said we had just over 70. It was either 70 or 71 or something.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway, it was definitely interesting to see UK had the highest number. That surprised me. I would not have expected that at all.
No. Very good.
Go UK.
Right. Okay. Here's one for you, Mr. Bosun. You like
one
this
for me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Crypto wallet keys could be stolen due to weak Intel chips. So yeah, look, it's really interesting. I mean, there's anything around the security side I'm always really fascinated with and try to keep reasonably up to date with.
They're
but
definitely going to be stolen if you leave your padlock unlocked. Just saying.
Problem solved, right?
Yeah.
Just make sure your padlock is locked. Problem solved. So look, this comes down to some flaw they've found within the Intel chips, which hackers could exploit. But if you just scroll down a bit there, mate, they do say here that it's very unlikely that this could cause problems, but at the crux of it, it basically means that they could, in fact, intercept some of the data that's flowing through the chip, which could, in fact, enable them to pull out keystrokes of data that's being input into that server or that system, right? And I think further down it talks about actually says the research, could still keystroke data, even if it is running through SSH, right? A secure self session. So even if we think it's encrypted, right, then that keystroke data could in fact be captured, right? So it's unlikely. It's possible, but here's the thing, but it is a good warning that these things are possible. How do you keep yourself safe with things like this? And this would definitely be an issue for, say, if you're logging into an exchange, right? Yeah. So you're putting in your username and password into an exchange. It could potentially extract your username and password from that process as you're entering it in, right? Now, 2 things about that. one, we've always said, if your money's on an exchange, there is a risk, and unless you're trading, you shouldn't have it on an exchange. So avoid that where you can. But the other thing, if you are using 2FA or two-factor authentication, that would also get around this problem, because all they're going to extract then is your username and password.
Which they can't use because you're 2FA, yeah.
And if you've got 2FA enabled, then that doesn't no good.
But
because unless it's got that.
Would they still be able to get your username and password if you had saved them in your system and you didn't actually hit any keystrokes?
Well, it should still track. I mean, based on what I'm read, I mean, it doesn't give us a lot of details, but theoretically, even if you copy and paste the data in, even though it's not a keystroke, if they're being able to extract data as it's going through that chip, then theoretically, maybe they could still extract it too. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. But again, that's one of the key things with 2FA, right? Because even if you do lose your username and password, the whole concept behind two-factor authentication is that it should prevent someone getting into your account, even if they've got your username and password. So two-factor authentication is important. Ideally not via a phone number or a text, because people can hijack your SIM cards and steal your phone number. So people have lost stuff through that mechanism. But the other thing it does highlight as well that I'll talk about is the importance of good hardware wallets, because with a hardware wallet, and I know with mine, I use a KeepKey, to log into that device, it asks for a randomized PIN code, right? So even if they are capturing the data as I'm entering it, because the PIN code is randomized off the screen of the device at the time, absolutely useless to anybody if they capture it. Absolutely useless.
That's like Westpac Bank has those little login keys. So if you go log in,
it's like a two-factor
it's like a two-factor authentication. Continuous two-factor. Yeah.
That's right. So while these vulnerabilities do exist out there, it's not something to really panic about, providing you're doing the right things to protect yourself.
You know, the thing that amazes me is that no matter how secure we become, how much effort and how many billions of dollars that we spend on making the computers faster, stronger, tougher, more secure, everything else, someone out there spends all their time trying to find out how they could break it. Dude, I don't have that much time.
Here's the thing, there's a lot of money in it, right?
Yeah, but the people who are doing it must be so incredibly clever to even be able to go down to that level. So put it to good use, guys. Stop being numpty heads that'll put you in jail. Put it to good use and live in a mansion.
Well, there is the white hat hackers, right? And they're the good guys, right? So they're the ones who will actually test for vulnerabilities and let companies or projects know if they've found any of these.
You're gone. I've lost you. We have frozen, ladies and gentlemen. Stacey.
Vulnerabilities, right? So there are people out there that are doing the good or out to do bad.
Yeah, it's weird, Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to have to be our last story of the day. My internet connection has gone incredibly unstable to the point where Stacey may or may not be talking right now. I can't hear him, and his picture has frozen. So he's come back.
You're back.
Yeah, my internet connection has gone unstable, Stace. I was just telling everyone. So the video is beginning to lock up. So we're going to wrap today, my friend. All right. So hang on. I've got to change to a different screen, don't I? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Look at that. Then I'll stop that share. And there we are. I've got it.
Very nice.
I've got it. I did it. Wow. I did it. I got one. Oh, my L plate fell off. That's all right.
Doesn't matter.
That's all right, mate. I fell off. You can send me a ticket in the mail. All right, sorry, buddy, but the whole thing locked up then, and you stopped coming through and everything. So
bitrate's dropped. So
it's dropped significantly.
Good. That's our wonderful NBN for us.
It is. It's fantastic.
A $60 billion investment in back-end infrastructure for our beautifully, amazingly fast internet for Australia that currently has us sitting at about 64th in the world for internet speed.
I know, which is giving me, I'm on the NBN, which is giving me a bit rate of 1,600 K. Kbps, kilobits per second, not even megabits.
There you go.
There you go. That's our NBN for you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode number 64 of Two Crazy Guys in One Crazy Crypto World. We hope you've enjoyed it. Now, Mr. Bosel here. Everyone wave bye to Mr. Bosel. He's off on his worldly travels tomorrow. I won't give you all of his destinations, but let's just say that the world is his oyster and most of them are warm. And so he's off there to have a very special occasion too, I believe, Mr. Bosel. What's that?
Yes. So we've got, well, first of all, we're celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary. So Julia has amazingly put up with me for 20 odd years.
She's a saint. She's a saint. They go to sainthood in
so we probably, I figured she probably deserves a bit of a celebration for doing that. And then while we're away, I'm also celebrating my 50th birthday. The big 50.
Wow.
Crazy stuff.
When's that? Where will you be for that one?
I will actually be in the middle of a European cruise.
Wow. That's awesome, mate. Excuse me. That's fantastic. Well, all right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Stacey, have a great time, mate. Congratulations to you and Julia on 20 years. It's an awesome.
Thanks, mate.
Awesome. I meant to say awfully good, fabulous milestone. I meant awful. It's a fabulous milestone.
All good. All good. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
We hope everything in Bali goes really, really well in the rest of the trip as well. Okay.
Yeah. So we will do podcasts all over the world.
We will be. We will even try. I'll even try.
We're not sure what the schedules will be,
so that we can link it up. All right. Have a great day, everyone. And I will be back on Monday morning. Stacey will be too busy relaxing, but I'll be back with the daily update Monday morning. Have a great day.
All right. See you, folks.
Yeah, I'm down to 8.